Good evening and welcome to Time Out with Sports Adda. Well, today's game is a cracker jacker of a game because one of the team is going to go out of the tournament if they lose this game. It's a decider for them to stay alive in this competition for that crucial fourth place. Now, today, Punjab winning the toss and electing to bowl first. So, Salil, wasting no further time, if you can have a look at the batting lineup of Delhi Capitals, the playing 11 that they've got today. Could you tell me how good does it look on paper? So, Salil, I cannot hear you clearly. I think you have got some, you're on mute. But I think,
Can
Rishabh,
you
I think you need to take over here.
can you
Yes.
Rishabh,
hi Yash? Hello.
I
Hi,
can hear you,
Salil.
Salil. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. We've got a couple of changes today in Sarfraz Khan and Khalil Ahmed. KS Bharat goes out
Yep.
and Sakaria goes out. But David Warner, Mitch Marsh, Rovman Powell are the guys in form. Rishabh Pant will really have to buck up along with a Sarfraz Khan who doesn't have enough time to get settled. Their bowling lineup also looks decent enough, but they look quite
Yep.
fragmented. I think the one thing that they've got common with Punjab is their captain is not performing as much, and they've not
Yeah.
won two matches in a row. So in this tournament, so whenever they won a
Okay.
match, they've lost the next one. So I think that's Delhi for you, and pushed against the
So it's a
wall,
sloppy
losing the
season.
toss. We'll just hope that they can make the best of it.
Absolutely. They're heavily reluctant and they're quite reliant on their batsmen in David Warner and Mitchell Marsh. I think they are the only two who have fired consistently throughout the tournament. But speaking of
Yeah.
the Punjab Kings, unchanged as you can see it here, you can have a look at the lineup. And Rishabh, you could tell me why do you think they've gone unchanged because of the result last time?
But actually, if you see, this is the strongest possible combination they could ever field. At the start they made some changes, but this looks a settled lineup with Mayank Agarwal coming down at number 5. They are some cracker jacker of like the word you use. Aggressive batsman at the top. You with Jitesh Sharma can come in and do the finishing role. They got in Harpreet Barar as a left arm spinner in the last game who bowled well. So the bowling lineup looks well with the likes of Rabada and Liam Livingston to just roll his arm over. So I think this is probably the best possible 11 they could field.
Yeah, exactly. And now, it's a big game. And for us as well, as prediction time is here, we need to make some great predictions. If we can go ahead and make some. So, as you know, we'll make three predictions, one batting, one bowling, and one team prediction. So, the first prediction, I'll go ahead. The batting prediction that I'm going to make is Rishabh Pant to score more or less than 30. I would say less than 30 because he's been very inconsistent. I would be very happy personally if he scores more than 30. But the way he's been batting, he's got out to rash shots. That is the consistency that he has shown
That's
throughout the
good.
tournament. It's a pattern. So the next prediction is the bowling prediction that I'm going to make. Arshdeep to pick two or more wickets. I think yes, he will pick two wickets because he bowls in the death and he's really got control over his Yorkers. And I feel that he can be the changing point in these two teams other than Rabada. So now my final prediction, if it's the team prediction that I'm going to make, DC to lose a wicket in the power play. I am hoping they don't because KS Bharat has not got to the best of start, so it all goes the other way. But David Warner has played really well, and I hope that they get to a good start. So that's my final prediction. Over to you, Salil.
And maybe a Sarfraz Khan because he replaces the KS Bharat there. So let's
Yeah,
hope. Yeah, with my predictions, I think Delhi's top batsman today is Mitch Marsh. He's going to be
good.
one of the key role playing guys in the team purely because one, he's been informed. Two, this is the time in the league where the big players start firing, and clearly I don't see anything less from the bat or ball from Mitch Marsh. My second
Yep.
prediction is Punjab's top bowler is Kagiso Rabada. I think he's notched up 15 wickets in the last four games. So clearly, I
Yeah.
think he's going to continue his form against his former team that released him and kept Henrik Nokia. So
Yeah.
yeah, he has a little bit of a score to settle there. His last outing was not good because Warner smashed him for around 28 runs in 12 balls. But I'm hoping that the rest of the batting order will struggle. And my third and last prediction is Delhi will score over 10 sixes in this match.
Lovely.
Over to Rishabh.
Lovely.
Uh, Thanks, Salil bhai. Coming to my first prediction, uh, more than 5 boundaries, I think above. He comes in at the dead, can score those quick runs, and if Delhi need to get a extra cushion for their bowlers, I think it's important that he scores those boundaries. So I'm banking on him to get some quick runs towards the back end. Coming to the bowling of Punjab, the most economical bowler for Punjab, I think Rahul Chahar. He's not been
Yeah.
able to find his right length, but with the ground being big, he can just find. He can take time to find the right length, and maybe he can get a few wickets as well if batsmen try to go after him. So I'm expecting him to be a bit economical. Coming to my final prediction on the team front, Delhi's total runs above or below 170. I think above 170 is a must when you're facing against a top batting side, an aggressive batting side like Punjab. I think above 170 is a bare minimum which they need. So I am rooting for them
Yeah.
to get that.
Absolutely. Now, before we go ahead, Salil, I would like to ask you which team do you back on winning this game, because it's a do or die game for both these teams. So if you could tell me first, which team are you backing to come out victorious?
Well, I think Punjab, if they restrict Delhi to 160, 170, I think their batting can
Nice.
do that. Anything more than that, I think Delhi has a chance. But I think most probably it might be Punjab because their bowling as well as batting looks like it has clicked at the right time. And we've seen the
It
last few
has.
games, apart from maybe a couple of players here and there, most of their players look in good match form. While Delhi might be a little low on confidence, apart from the couple of Australians up top, I think even Hendrik Nokia has slightly struggled to get his way. But Khalil is back. He's done great, but I don't know how much of an impact with those 4 overs do. So my pick is Punjab, Yash.
So our expert says Punjab, and moving on to the other expert, Rishabh, who do you back on winning today's game?
Again, Punjab, because they have won the toss, so they are doing what they want to. They would
Nice.
have planned that way. And second, like what Salil Bhai mentioned, Delhi don't have the strongest of the bowling attacks. And with the top four of Punjab being so aggressive, if they get a good start, you can bank them on even getting 200 if required.
Nice. So that's it from our experts. They're saying it's Punjab all the way. But cricket is a very funny game. Live action coming up. We will see you in the mid-match show. Hopefully, a cracker jacker, as I said earlier, on a cracker jacker game on our hands. This was Time Out with Sports Adda.